is a good beginning for me. Although I'm not having the better success rate. My way of introduction is my name is Paul Mathis. I'm here to train you on ELV Systems. We are majoring on two parts of ELV, although there are more than this. I'm majoring on CCTV and DSP installation camp. For this camp, this is the way the module will go. Before everybody introduce themselves. We have also general introduction. In the general introduction, like what we are doing, I will introduce you to two or three of the components we have in of the component we have the ELV system installation. So we will now vote. The one with the highest vote, we start with the one with the highest vote, and we start with the one with the lowest vote. The second section is the theory section. And from tomorrow, I'll come here with components of those devices so you can identify them. And the last part, that one is based on availability of time. I'll be taking you guys in the practical, hands-on skill practical, where we practicalize what you guys have finished on this thing. Hope you guys are with me. Yes. So, for me to be able to take a note of some things during the class, I will need you guys to introduce yourself. So, and I need just information from you. Your name, your state code, and the course you study in the university. And this is why I need it, because you study in the university. For those that studied engineering, if I say red is what? And light. If I say black is what? Neutral, green or yellow is art. But some of us here might not study engineering sciences at all. And that doesn't mean you can't excel this period. If one of the best guys are trained, one of the guys that has some of the iron jobs that study business management. The other one studied Arabic studies. There are some people in this trade that did not even go to school. They can do this, they might not be able to explain something behind it, but they can still do some basic part of it. So that's why I need the introduction. So I can know how I will go along the table. So we start here. So just your name, your state code. I don't know else, I just need your code, that 4-digit code. And the course you study the university.
My name is Abubakar 080. I study for science.
My name is Chijoke Fero, state code 1006. I study public administration.
My name is Vincent Joseph, state code 0746. Study marketing.
My name is Okaka Kingston. Studied electrical electronics engineering. My state code 3114.
My name is Otto Kenisade. I studied BA. My state code 1154.
My name is German Ezekiel. I studied public policy and administration. My name is German Ezekiel. I studied public policy and administration. My state code is 1024.
You can stand up easy so that you can.
My name is Tile Moses. With the state code 1057. I study geography.
My name is state code 0725. I study computer science.
My name is Ediga Benjamin Steele. My code is 1017. I study biology education.
My name is Henry Portugal. The state code 1354. I study physical international service.
My name is George Kuno. My state code 9021. Study marketing.
My name is Chimulo Martins. State code 0836. I study public administration.
My name is Oscar Jonathan. State code 1375. I studied agriculture.
My name is Ayade Alice. State code 0232. I study library and information science.
My name is Adida Isana. State code 2509. I study economics.
My name is Baba Sudia. I studied mass communication. The state code 0318.
My name is Alabi Sodaka. I studied agricultural fishery management. State code 0783.
My name is Akima Afonso.
Mathematics education, state code 0688.
State code 0608, I studied mass communication.
My name is John Minayamide, state code 2709. I study industrial chemistry.
My name is Constant Ogo, state code 1101, studied agricultural business.
My name is Adam Omonia Adinoni, state code 0479. I studied agricultural business.
My name is Abdul Karim Wagner, state code 3083. I study microbiology.
My name is Jaya Mohammed Sayed. I have PhD in Professional Education and Community Development and BA in English language.
My name is Yoruba Nzengani. My state code is 135. Studying data and reference engineering. I'm OWS Chris, studying from the class of state code 9283. My name is Kifrin Issa, state code 0584. Studying marketing.
My name is Peter Samuel Ibu, state code 1275. Study cell science.
I'm in my Azeba custom. That's a college, here at 4. Then I study sociology.
So thank you very much. So from the data I have here, it is right, like up to two-thirds of the class doesn't study from the one. And only 16 of us. So I will come to a level which everyone can understand. Everything what I'm saying. You know, for example, if I'm saying electrical variables now, those that are studying engineering, no volts, no current, arms, and the rest. But those that are not in that field, so I need to come to a level everyone can understand. So I myself, I studied electrical electronics from Lautech to Bomosho, and for the past 2 years I finished university. This is what I do. I finished university in 2010. I sat down and then 2012. I joined NYC as a trainer 2012. I became certified as an NYC trainer 2013. So this year will be my 12th year of training all members of this field. And almost every year we have an higher success rate. And this is a field where it's both technical and realistic. What I mean by technical is that it's where you put things together and see how it works. And why I say it's realistic is it's getting more every day. I'll first open you guys' mind to the marketing side of the business. You know, some years ago I asked some core members, I said, if JAM desire to have a center where cameras will be, some of them said it's not possible, it's only IETS and some other exams. But the first time JAM will approve CBT center, they approve over 3,000 CBT centers, which minimum of them using 18 cameras. Averaging now, an average CBT center has around 24 cameras, costing around 2 million. And we have close to 10,000 CBT centers now. Meaning that we have opened a market of 10,000 and 2 million. That's around 20 billion market. Am I right or wrong? Why is also proposing CBT centers now that all secondary schools that we are conducting one should have a CCTV in their CBT centers. The question I ask those guys then, are they prepared to get scholars? Now, if I also implement the same thing, how many secondary schools do we have in Nigeria? Over 100,000? Over 200,000? Let's assume they are 200,000. And they'll be having 18 cameras. You know, why is a certificate issuing examination? Why JAM is a test of knowledge? You can't go and use a JAM result to go and do the job. Are you getting what I'm saying? JAM is just waiting. Why is an examination that if you sit for it, they will issue a certificate, meaning that more people are doing JAM than WAEC. So what I'm trying to say is this: if we now have 200,000 centers, and they need to fix CCTV in all 200,000 centers, I'm sure that the number of CCTV installers we have in Nigeria might not be enough to keep up with the market. Am I right or wrong? The question is, are you ready to take up that job? And those CCTV centers will need constant maintenance. Cameras, might fail, BVR might fail. During even their examination, sometimes they might need a standby network engineer. You know, I have one of my guys that trained under me. He got a job in one of the first generation banks, those old banks. And they told him that one of the major reasons he was selected and later got the job is that he has knowledge of how to install CCTV. He has knowledge of how to install intercoms. He has knowledge of some other ELV systems. So they just trained him, they took him to their training school, training on HCM management, and he's in their technical unit. He's still in the banking system now. If he doesn't have those knowledge, there's high probability that he might still be in the labor market now. Yes or no? So it's showing us that the field you guys are coming to is a field that is very rewarding, but it's a field that takes more of technical parts. Like the guy I told you that got a job and is resuming on Monday now. They took them through training. There are some training, those trainings, no matter the company gets the job, those their device. But there are some things they will not want to discuss with you again. They will feel at the level of your intelligence and your level of your skill, you should have acquired those knowledge. They don't need to start training you on matrix of if it's solar and renewable now. They don't need to start training on matrix on how to install panels. Are you getting what I'm saying? You can't enter university and they will be teaching 1+1. Come get what I'm saying. So it's a field where apart from standing on your own like I do, do your own business, you can get a job with the company and it's well paid. I was telling those guys today that I have some of my train crew members in Australia. I have two of them that I knew. One of them even got a job from Nigeria in Canada. And one thing I want you to also know is that NYC issue what we call SAID certificate. And that certificate is recognized throughout the whole world. He got the job via that certificate and his normal university certificate. The moment, according to NYC Act that established NYC, you, as long as you have that SAID certificate, it means the federal government has trained you on the skill. And you can only have that certificate after you have gone through post-camp training, not income. What we are having now is income. Are you guys with me now? So let me now move back to the field. What do we call ELV? For those that study engineering, you might have heard about ELV. It's a growing sector in electrical and electronics field, where we cater from voltage from 0 to 110 volts. Any devices that you see that operate from 0 to 110 volts, they are recognized as ELV system. And the full meaning of ELV is extra low voltage. This class is stopping by. What's the time for prayer today, our Muslim brethren? 2? So we are stopping the class by 2. You know, it depends on the season of the year. There are sometimes it's 1:55, and sometimes it's 1:30, and we're told to release you before that. And so since you guys, you tell me that it's 2, we'll be releasing you by probably 5 minutes to 2. So those that want to go for lunch, those that want to go for prayer you go and eat your food. So ELV stands for extra low voltage. Extra low voltage. You might do some writing. Towards the end of the class, there is one thing I normally do. You can still write. I normally share soft copy of my training sections. In those days where we normally have power, I normally do PowerPoint presentation. If the time permits us, I can share you the soft copy of the PowerPoint presentation. And sometimes when you guys have interview, like the guy that I talked about, you can go through those notes to stabilize your knowledge. Let me put it down there. Can I move on? Yeah. So here is extra low voltage. You know, we have then low voltage, we have high voltage, we have extremely high voltage. When we are talking of low voltage system, we are talking of from 110 to 220. Your freezer at home or TV. Then when we are talking of high voltage, we are talking from 220 to 240. Those are the voltage that is used in some industry, like those that manufacture roofing sheets. Then when we are talking of high voltage, we are talking from 450 to around 11 kV. Those are the ones that you need a transformer to step it down. Then we have the extremely high voltage. Those are the ones that we use in transmission line. Okay, should I repeat myself again? We have extra low voltage, we have low voltage, we have high voltage, and we have extreme high voltage. But the one I will be taking you guys on in this class is ELV system, that's extra low voltage. And under extra low voltage, we have some devices I'm mentioning like 5. We have CCTV under extra low voltage. The CCTV stands for closed circuit television system. I'm introducing you guys, so I'll be talking about things that you may know, you might not know. 2, we have intercom PADX. That's the phone box. When you go to bank, you see them using for phone box. Those phones are used to interact in the banking system. Sometimes when you go to bank, they tell you to call the customer care. You just hang the phone box, call the customer care directly. That's intercom PADX. Intercom stands for intercommunication. PADX stands for private automatic branch exchange. Next after that, we have your solar and inverter system. It's under ELV. Solar and inverter system. I also do solar and inverter installation. But in camp here, I'm not training on solar. We have another trainer on solar. Can I move on? Yes. We have gate automation. We have gate automation. I'm a Centurion certified installer. Centurion is the largest gate automation company in the whole of Africa. And they partner with FAAC. They are the largest gate automation company in the whole world. You can go about Centurion Securities. And they are authorized installer. I cover Oshun, Oyo, and some parts of Southwest. So I also do gate installation. Gate installation, for those that don't know it, when you are going on, you press your remote. When you press the remote, like what happened to the gate open myself. There are some that we even do now that when you get to your house, there are some cars that have infotainment. You can install the app on your car and you just press it like this. And gate open. And as you enter, the gate also do close by itself. Maybe I should give you guys my YouTube channel so you can go and check maybe before tomorrow. So it will not be like maybe this guy is just saying something. You can see I have over 500 videos and I have over 500,000 views on my YouTube channel. So the name of the YouTube channel is Installer Paul. When you get to YouTube, just press Installer Paul. You see a lot of what I do. So internet access points, internet installation is also part of ELV system. You go to hotel nowadays, they give you a username and password. Am I right or wrong? As you log in that username and password, you start browsing as long as you have your accommodation. And by the time you are leaving, you leave. And if you don't leave, what will happen? The internet logs you out. Those are part of what I do. As the one that decides the one that is being used at capital Coffee and the Sugar. So let me begin marketing to those who play. Akilu support. Yes, you can subscribe. After the class, you can watch some of my videos and see what I'm doing. And I also do some other things. Don't let me take you time to those ones. So for this training session, we vote. No, we are in a democratic era, yes or no? So how many of us want to learn CCTV? Raise up now. CCTV installation. So almost everybody wants to learn CCTV. How many of us want to learn DSTV installation? DSTV. Okay, 2. That's 2. How many of us want to learn intercom? So let's stop there. So probably during this camp, I will be taking on CCTV and DSTV majority. Because we don't have much time, so we must concentrate on the one that can stay on time. Although outside camp, I also train on solar installation. Even within this one, today is on the 8th, right? Yes. We have done like 5 solar installations. Core members serving our office. For those that are Lagos core members, we have trainers in Lagos. The only challenge in Lagos is that the cost of training in Lagos is higher than Osun. And we use almost the same template throughout NYC. So if you are training in Osun, if you are training in Lagos, we will train with the same template. It might be a little variation based on individual differences. In Lagos, even in Lagos, you have some advantage. There are some local governments in Lagos, they have training centers. That after your CBA like this, you just walk in and do your training. Here in Osun State, we don't have that. But the cost of training in Lagos is a little higher. And in Osun is a little lower in Osun. So can I move on? Yes. Next thing I want to do now is I want to introduce you to those devices. As an installer, you are not manufacturing anything. What you have to do is to know certain components, what they do, and how to put them together to perform some specific tasks. Hope you guys are with me. Yes. Let me start with CCTV. I want to introduce you guys. I'll do general introduction. The major function of CCTV is to produce audio-visual evidence with respect to time. The major function, you can put it and leave us right now. The major function of CCTV system is to produce audio-visual evidence, meaning audio and visual evidence. Some only visual evidence. Let me give you some example. There was, don't mention it because you're online. There is a supermarket that got bought in Abuja a few years ago. Thank God for CCTV. Initially, they thought maybe it's an electrical spark. But they later discovered that the same place where they put gas cylinder was the same shelf. Around that same shelf, they put lighters. And one small boy just light and put it on the ground. Maybe it did to the heat and burnt the whole supermarket. They were able to trace that because there is a CCTV that monitors it. There was a robbery that happened in Offa sometimes a day. Oh, some of us that come from fire station. What they did was just they put videos, clips on all the social media. In less than a month, what happened? All the robbers were caught. There's in 3 ways. There are 3 ways which CCTV produce audiovisual evidence. Number 1, we have what we call immediate view. Immediate view means as the event is happening, you are also what? They are also watching. There are some churches now, a lot of churches now have CCTV. As you are saying, as you are closing your eyes and praying, someone is parking a bike. Some big churches now, there are some that have installed for. There was a church like that installed for the church is over 120 years old. Today they commissioned some devices that they will use to celebrate 120 years anniversary. The following day they stole some of those things. And they did not have CCTV evidence to see. Let me give you even one funny example that happened in our own denomination here in Osun State. Those times before those things were caught, they used to steal musical instruments in churches. And they came around and they stole the musical instruments. I'm telling you, in my own denomination, in Osun State here. And the church were praying before that, God, all those that steal those musical instruments, God exposed them. The following evening, they saw a road they wrote. They said, his church is Jesus speaking that carry Jesus' property. So they should lead them to God. I'm not telling you lies. Although all those guys are caught now. Assuming there is CCTV there, as they are doing those, perpetrating those things, we have an evidence and there's a probability that they will be what? Arrested. So that's immediately, as it's happening, you are doing what? You are watching it. And that one is made possible by your monitor. If you go to almost all banks in the National Institute now, the CSO or the bank secretary normally have a TV in front. They see everything that happens within the banking premises. Yes or no? That's immediate evidence. I'm giving you real life scenario. Not everybody studied engineering. So I'm explaining in a way that everybody will understand. Number 2, when we CCTV produce evidence, what we call post-event evidence. Post-event evidence. And when we are talking of post-event evidence, it means after the evidence, after the event has happened. And that one is made possible by your storage, your hard disk, your solid state drive. And those events are recorded with respect to time. There was an issue that one of our installers was involved in. He made a mistake. They did not set the time and the date on the DVR. So the time that was there was Chinese time. That's 8 hours. And you know that in law, one of my younger brothers in church used to say there is no justice in law. Because you need to explain. Even if you steal and they catch you, they'll still ask you, are you guilty or not? And that was like a loophole during the whole criminal and investigative process. So what am I trying to say? Is that the team must be recording to time. And after the event has happened, I once had a doctor, a professor of medicine, I don't want to mention the name of the hospital. You normally have a problem. You know, when they will resume work by nurses and other staff are resuming by 8, but they came late. What time will they write next time? They'll see that they are 8. And the only thing we did to resolve that problem is we just put a camera where you will be signing in before we now install time attendance. So as you are writing the time like this, the camera is watching you. So we'll see maybe you lie or not. And if you have 5 minutes, they will debit from your salary. That's what the man is. The more you have 5 minutes, and the amount they debit from the salary, they give it to charity. At the end of the day, that's what so many institutions do. The money they give out to charity, some of the money they give out to charity and CSO is as a result of punishment from staff. No company is ready to do so anymore. So as the event is happening, it's being recorded so that they can do what? Play back. The third way which CCTV recording, which CCTV produce event is what called intermediate or remote view. Intermediate or remote view. Remote view means you need 2 locations. There is a location where the CCTV is installed, and there is the owner of the CCTV in another place. I would have loved to pass my phone, but the class operation is much and there is no camera here. I don't want to miss my phone. That's just on the right hand mode. That's just on the right hand mode. So, as the event is happening, maybe via internet or extranet, you are watching what is happening on your tablet. I have one of my friends, he runs the biggest poultry farm in this environment now. He has over 5,000 birds now. The first time he left Nigeria to further his education, he had an issue. They buy stock of feed for fish. The fish were inside the water. But by the time they are harvesting, the profit margin I used to make when he was in Nigeria, to the profit margin he made while he was not in Nigeria, there was a difference. And I said, you don't need much problem. Let's install CCTV here. Let's have a time attendant where you put your feed. As they are carrying the feed like this, camera is doing it, watching them. And tell them that by 7 a.m., give them feed. By 4 p.m., by 6 p.m. in the evening, feed them again. So by that 7 a.m., what will you do? Don't let me tell you this. Your country is, the time difference is different. Just log in. Just peer down 1 hour. See that if it is 100 kg, they used to feed them. That 100 kg, you see what? You see what I said. That same, within 6 months, he made twice the profit margin. Because, and I told him, so that they will know that you are watching them as going. Tell him, hello, we use 2-way cameras, which as the ability can talk to them from cameras. Hello, no, you are not feed the left part very well, you don't feed the left part. So they are sure that someone is watching. There was another guy close by using into egg production, poultry, and he has that major problem. He said, you don't have a problem. Let's use technology to solve the problem. Put CCTV there. Give them time by